Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video. Welcome everybody, let's take a look again at the euro currency. Well guys, in general market right now is showing the action that we have discussed. So as you remember, yesterday we have come to conclusion that since current support area that marked by this big yellow rectangle is really strong, since this support area stands on the higher time frame chart on the weekly chart, it's probably the respect of this area should be visible on the lower time frame charts, in particular on the daily, and that should happen. The respect should happen by some visible pattern that should be also extended in time. So it should not be just the bullish engulfing, say, pattern, and after that market should show the respect. No, I suspect that the reaction on this support will be extended in time, so that should trigger some significant retracement. And this retracement probably should start from some visible and extended pattern. I don't know what we will get, but right now I just drawn the butterfly that we have discussed yesterday. So because it not as obvious as usual, that's why I have decided to draw it on this chart. So you can see, since market has held above these lows and hasn't shown any taking out of these lows, this keeps chances on appearing of the butterfly. So if market will show some extended to the upside, it could start to form the right wing of this pattern. The target of this pattern, 127, stands slightly lower than the weekly pivot support one and the yearly pivot point. But this difference really very small, it's approximately about the 30 pips, and that's nothing for monthly charts and monthly levels. So in fact we could say that in fact this is the range of the yearly pivot point. Sometimes market even shows the penetration about the 100 pips, and we still treat this as the valid yearly pivot point. That's why the 30 pips is just nothing. And that's acceptable if market will form this butterfly, for example, and turn to the upside. Maybe this butterfly later will shift to the head and shoulders pattern. I do not know. That's also is possible and could happen. And anyway, this pattern probably should be extended and well looked on the daily time frame chart. Maybe this will be the double bottom. It also could happen. But right now we see that market is trying to continue move high and moving to some probably resistance inside of this swing or something. Now we see the reaction on the first touch of the support area with the upper border of this area. So that's the ABCD support, 1618 extension we have discussed yesterday, this orange line, and that is also weekly fib support, it's 135.20 area. So the market tested it and turned to the upside. Now if we take a look at the 4-hour time frame chart, recall guys what yesterday we said about the double repo, and even here we have drawn the pennant pattern. Market really was broken to the downside, but later turned right back up and turned to the upside. Well, today I have looked again at this combination, and guys, if we wouldn't have this close below the 3x3 with this candle, that could become the perfect double repo buy. Sometimes this happens. It's very difficult to foresee if you already have the confirmed double repo and you do not see the necessary issues of the double repo, necessary features of the double repo. And yesterday we said that the market just has no double bottoms with this pattern, but it should. To call it as the double repo, we need double, clearly looked double bottoms. But yesterday, when we have started to discuss this, we said that we don't have it, and probably market should turn to the downside. That has happened. In fact, a bit later you will see what has happened with the pattern that we have specified yesterday as well. But sometimes this happens when the market, in fact, forms by the market mechanics the double repo, but it shows some additional penetrations of the 3x3 that a bit skew the clear shape and clear qualities of the double ripple. Because, as I said, if we wouldn't get here this close below the 3x3, in this case we will get it right here, and in this case that could become the perfect double ripple, and it works as the double ripple right now. But this is not right now is very interesting because it's already has happened. What we have here, market has hit the first resistance 135.75. The next area stands right here is 136.13, accompanied by the weekly pivot point. So also euro currency likes the 50% levels as it's shown on the hourly chart. Here, guys, what I'm speaking about, recall our butterfly that we have discussed yesterday. We said that if market will show the 1618 extension, it probably will show the washiness of these lows. But that hasn't happened. Market just has reached the 127 and turned to the upside. What we have right here. So market has hit 127 extension, ultimate target of the butterfly, because that's 127 from this high to this low to the upside. 127. 1618 stands right here. It's very close to the 50% resistance level. So I can't exclude that market could breach this area and continue moving higher, because on the daily time frame chart, until market stands inside of this swing, despite how deep retracement it will show, 50%, 618, 768, it's not very significant. Until market holds here, the chance on appearing of the butterfly will be valid. And from that standpoint of view, we are not very interested with this, but the depth of this possible retracement. Well, but also, guys, here is we have some really tricky moment on the euro currency, and I will show you what I'm speaking about. But for that purpose, we need to take a look at the Swiss franc daily chart. Here is the Swiss franc. Take a look. This is almost the mirror action to the euro currency. That's also the non-farm payrolls candle, as you can see. But take a look what we have here. On the Swiss franc, we have the bearish stop grabber. The bearish stop grabber suggests, at least theoretically, it suggests the taking out of these highs, okay, of these lows. And if this will really happen, and if it will be doubled on the euro currency, this development, we will not get the butterfly, because if we transfer this analysis on the Swiss franc into the euro chart, the stop grabber suggests the taking out of these highs. It's not necessarily mean that it will definitely happen, because yes, Swiss franc and euro currency moves very similar, but not equal. They could show the same direction, but the length of the swings could be different. But still, is really a worrying bell for us, and it simultaneously is the positive sign for us and the negative. The positive sign because it assumes deeper retracement, and on the euro currency we probably could count on some deeper action and on really appearing of the butterfly. But from the other point of view, the stop grabber on the Swiss franc suggests the taking out of these lows, and that simultaneously stands as the risk for appearing of the butterfly. Well, but at the same time, this is not the strategy, because if this really will happen, we probably could get some other patterns. We will see what will happen. Maybe market will form something else. Well, but keep in mind this, and watch on the Swiss franc. That's very often gives a real assistance when you're trading the euro currency. On the hourly chart as well, what else we could get? Maybe market will form here some 3-drive pattern or something that will let market to reach this 50% level. Also, guys, take a look that here we have minor butterfly sell pattern that has the targets also approximately in the 50% level. So currently it's difficult to say where market will stop here or will continue a bit higher, but the conclusion in general will be the same. So if you trade on the daily chart, just wait when the market will form the clear pattern. One of these patterns could become the butterfly. That is what we will be looking for. If you trade on the intraday charts, well, guys, it's difficult to say right now what could be done. So if you're taking the long position based on this butterfly, you probably still keep it and wait when the market will hit some target, at least probably 50% level. But what will happen later, difficult to say, since market right now hasn't formed any patterns that could suggest a possible turning to the downside. If you will get something on the 15-minute chart, maybe some reversal pattern. Well, you could try also take part in this possible downward action, but currently it's very difficult to say whether it will happen, where it will happen, because market now just still stands on the road to the upside. And also, guys, don't forget about this grabber, because it could suggest really a significant move, extended move in the current direction on the euro currency. So it could suggest that retracement here will be probably deep, and that's why don't be very don't be hurry with the taking short position on the intraday charts. Be sure that market really is turning to the downside and is forming something. But this is really advanced trading that's suitable only for those who have the skills for that. Others, since we mostly trade on the daily chart and this is daily update, should be watching for end of the retracement and probably appearing of some butterfly or other pattern on the daily. That will prove us that market is ready to show the respect on this strong support that we have on the weekly chart.